We're 8 days away from the start of the regular season. At what point, Myles, do you slip into let's just get this party started mode?
Kind of right about now, although I like to enjoy Labor Day weekend. A lot of times I go out of town. This year I'm not for various reasons. But once we get into like Sunday, Monday, or maybe even Saturday, because it's week 1 for college football. And so this year, I mean, who's not excited for Ohio State, Texas? We got, I think, Clemson, LSU on the schedule this week too. So we get TCU against the Bill Belichick's at North Carolina on Monday night. So I'm going to be kind of ramped up, ready to go probably by Monday, Tuesday. It's really Tuesday. I'll just be like, yeah, it's time. It's time. Because then I think Monday or Tuesday, we'll get the final injury report for Dallas Eagles. And at that point, you're just like, we have questionables. We have doubtfuls, maybe. We have out. Ooh, yes, that does mean football season starts. So I'm trying to give myself a couple more days, but it's coming, and I know it's coming, and I think I'm gonna feel positive about it when it does. What about you, Mike?
The college season started last weekend with a smattering of games. I was looking at the schedule for the weekend last night. Tomorrow, Thursday, it looks like a normal Saturday. When you look at all the games that are going to be played on Thursday, the 28th of August, even before we get to Saturday, a bunch of games on Friday. Saturday, you missed the biggest game of all, Robert Morris at West Virginia. I will be in attendance. Please be nice to me if you see me. Please don't argue with me about whether we spent enough time or too much time talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. And then Sunday night, you've got Notre Dame and Miami. Notre Dame number 6, Miami number 10. You mentioned the Fighting Bill Belichick's, the Tar Heels going against TCU on Monday night. A lot of great games this weekend. A great way to get back into it. Now, let me ask you this, since we're down this path.
Okay.
If the NFL expands to 18 regular season games without 2 byes, most times the Super Bowl will land on President's Day weekend. There will be occasions where it overshoots President's Day weekend with 18 games. If you have 18 games and 2 byes, it will always overshoot President's Day weekend unless we go back to the pre-2001 tradition of starting the NFL season on Labor Day weekend. How would you feel about week 1 of college football being superseded, much like cutdown day was by the Swift-Kelce engagement, superseded by NFL week 1?
I mean, the NFL pays my salary, so I'm all for it. It's that simple. Right?
I think that people I think people are mixed on it, though. I mean,
really?
We're still going to get the full number of games whenever it starts. There is something, ever since they cut the preseason down to 3, and they created this tiny little break right before the regular season starts. I think people kind of like that. And
I do too.
Now, look, I don't know how things would be configured if they would start on Labor Day weekend, but there is something that it's like a chance to just take a breath and take a beat before the roller coaster starts to really fly. And we didn't have that back in the days before the 17 regular season games because we were getting ready for the last week of the preseason. The cutdown day was Saturday. I remember being at West Virginia games, tailgating, working my phone, directing traffic, finding out who's staying, who's going, all the cuts. It was all happening on Saturday of Labor Day weekend. It's been kind of nice to have that done on Tuesday, and we can enjoy college football. It's kind of nice to just be able to enjoy football that you're not covering. And look, not complaining about covering the greatest sport on the planet, but there are occasions where it's nice to just watch a football game. And that first weekend of college football, I always say, I'm going to watch a lot more college football this year. And then reality intervenes, and I travel every Saturday, and it makes it kind of hard to watch as much college football as you'd like to watch. It's not easy when you're in the car, you're in the airport, definitely not easy on the plane. You don't have TVs on the 50-minute regional jet flight from Pittsburgh to LaGuardia. So I'll watch a lot of it this weekend. And I'll be glad that we don't have, when we're talking about this, I'll be glad that we don't have pro football on Labor Day weekend, but I feel like it's inevitable. They got away from it because people aren't home. People don't watch it. Well, in this day and age, we take our homes with us everywhere we go, and they figured out how to roll up all the numbers. I don't think that the dip in ratings will be what it used to be before we were all carrying around our TV sets.
I mean, I don't really either, but part of that is because live football is one of the only things that people consistently watch, right? When it is on, when it's on. So it's not like you would be giving people a product that they don't already want. I see, and frankly, my football consciousness really starts 1999. And I didn't realize 2001 until you just said it, is when the schedule kind of shifted to after Labor Day. So I didn't necessarily realize all that. I think it would make sense in a lot of ways for the NFL to shift back, especially if they're going to go to 18 games. I am still one who thought that 16 games, 6 playoff teams per conference, 1 bye. I thought we had a really good format there. I understand that, people want more, but, sometimes when you have the right, when you have everything right, why do you need to mess with it? But that's, I guess, another story. So I can see the NFL shifting things to where, they would quote unquote compete with college football, but do that every weekend anyway. So it just would mean that there's fewer football college games on Sunday in week 1. And then you'd have Saturday that would be, basically the full slate and all that. I don't think that's such a bad thing.
I had a flash of a memory back to some 33, 32 years ago when my wife and I were dating. Her family has a reunion.
I was 2 years old.
Every Labor Day weekend on the Sunday of Labor Day weekend. Well, that used to be week 1. That was a little, wait a minute, where are we going? And there's no TV there. And like it's the middle of nowhere. I remember sneaking away to the car and tuning the radio by hand to try to find an AM station that could pick up the Steelers game or whatever, so I could just find out what the scores were. I remember being very agitated that the games were happening and I wasn't able to watch them. Now, the counter to bringing it back in the age of we all have our phones everywhere we go, it would be a shame if people are at their family reunions and other gatherings and having their one last blast of summer and they spend their whole time with their faces in their phones. That's the counter. Here's my counter. They do it anyway.
Yeah.
Look around. Everybody is hypnotized. We've all been turned into zombies. Everywhere you go, that's all you're doing is looking at your phone. So I'm surprised the NFL has yet to tap into that very easy revenue stream of playing the games on Labor Day weekend. So maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. I think it will one of these days. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.